What's up, everyone? It's Sean, CountBlagorath. I'm back, separate video explaining everything that will be up today. Today I'm here to review a 2010 independent release of the UK black and death metal band Sanhedrin and their album Salvation Through Sin. Salvation Through Sin is 11 tracks of some awesome blackened death metal with symphonic black metal elements. These guys really know how to blend these styles together very well. When I got this album in the mail from the band, and huge props to them and big thank you to them for sending this to me, I was expecting some pretty good stuff because I heard one song on their one of their pages. I can't remember exactly which one, but I was quite impressed, and I really looked forward to getting this, and the wait was worth it. I popped it in and just instantly felt absorbed into it. I'm going to start off how I always do. First of all, the guitar. Guitar riffs are awesome. This album is very much a riff-oriented album. There's nothing really fancy about what they're doing, but it's extremely well written, well produced, and even well played. It's got a lot of elements from black metal with opens and really fast chords, and then it's got some death metal elements of some chugs every once in a while, palm muted riffs, and just pure heaviness that death metal is known for. And they did an awesome job with this. I'm not usually a fan of black and death metal. If I listen to black and death metal, it's going to be two bands, which are Behemoth and Belphegor. Every other band, in my opinion, that tries it is just meh. These guys, on the other hand, really mixed it well. This leans more on the black metal side of the guitar spectrum, and even really in general, this leans more towards the black metal side of things. But overall, the guitar work, the tone is excellent. Bass, nothing really that much to say about it other than it's there, it's audible, it's got a really nice tone to it. It's not clicky, which I hate with some basses. This has a very distinct sound to it, and I really enjoy that. Drums, the drums on here are nothing flashy. This album is not flashy at all. It's tasteful. And the drum beats are simple at times, but very effective. And then there's other drum beats on here that are just very almost complex and challenging, but it's tasteful and it's not showing off, which I love. I really don't think they used triggers on this, and from the way it sounds, they didn't. And that's great because I hate triggers, and if they use triggers, props to them for not going like insane with them. Nothing really much more to say about that other than it sounds really good, and huge props to them for what they did. Vocal wise, the vocals are very high, raspy, and I have to say this about them. I can tell Raven from 1349 is an influence on their singer because he sounds almost identical. And I'm a huge fan of Raven, so huge props for that. Huge. Other elements of this album I gotta touch on are the symphonic elements. They are not Dimmu Borgir wannabes. They are not trying to just overload their sound with orchestra and just bombastic this and that. It's tasteful, just like everything on this album. It's used sparingly and when needed, and when it's needed, it just adds so much more to it. The keyboards of these symphonics that they do are just awesome. They make the heavy moments heavier and the epic moments more epic. So I'm very impressed by that. Overall, this album is a fun listen. It's a great album and probably the best independent release I've heard in a long time. I'm definitely going to have to give these guys huge props for what they've done. And this album, big props. I'm giving this an 8 out of 10. This is fantastic. I would recommend anybody who's a fan of black metal, death metal, symphonic metal, or just really wants to get into the style of black and death metal or black metal in general. This is a very good release, very solid. Nothing bad I can say about it other than at times it just feels slightly boring, and then when you start to get that feeling, it goes away because that song's over. So I'm giving them big props for this. 8 out of 10. Definitely check these guys out. This is an awesome, awesome album. Very professional.